When I first started studying language on my own, there was one thing I avoided more than anything else: speaking. As an introvert, it was the last thing that I wanted to do. And part of that for me was studying language with a tutor, where I'd be forced to speak the language. I had too many bad memories from learning languages in the classroom setting. You know what I'm talking about. Being called on from amongst your classmates to answer a question you didn't know the answer to, being asked to stand in front of your peers to act out a skit or read something that you've written, or even being asked to read a passage out loud. Each of those experiences terrified me as a kid, and the last thing I wanted to do was put myself right back into a situation that would cause me the same discomfort. The good news, however, is that language lessons are completely different than anything you'll experience in class at school. For one, the lessons, unless you take group lessons, are entirely focused on you, the learner. They are tailored to your specific level, your specific goals, and your specific struggles. Teachers in a classroom environment, unfortunately, are just not able to give their students that kind of attention. Because language lessons, again, are usually one-on-one, means that you don't have the pressure of performing in front of a group of your peers. You're just communicating with one person, and that takes quite a bit of pressure off. And finally, unless you have a special arrangement with your teacher, you're not being graded on participation. You are the one spending the money on your lessons, so it's up to you to decide how much you want to get out of the money that you're spending. Hint, the harder you work, the better your investment. Keep in mind, however, that as comparatively stress-free lessons are, for those who are hesitant about speaking, they aren't a way to cheat your way through learning a language. There are no shortcuts when it comes to language learning. You still have to do the work. You can be more efficient about it, yes, but there isn't a one-size-fits-all system that will magically help you learn a language without any effort on your part. And while a language teacher or tutor is one fantastic way to improve your efficiency as a language learner, it's important to remember that they can only give you the tools you need to improve. It's up to you to open up your toolbox and use them. That said, here are a few tips for getting the most out of your language lessons. 1. Prepare. Preparing for your tutoring sessions in advance will make them infinitely more productive. If you're getting ready for your first lesson, bring along a short introduction script to start. This not only gives your teacher an idea of the level you're at, but it also provides them with the opportunity to get to know you and your interests so that they can better tailor your future lessons. If you've already started studying with a teacher, make sure you work on the things they give you so that you return to your next lesson prepared. 2. Do your homework. Like I mentioned above, it's important to complete the tasks your teacher assigns you to the best of your ability. This also helps your teacher understand how much work to give you between lessons. They may realize that they're giving you too much or that they aren't challenging you enough. 3. When you're at your lesson, dedicate all of your attention to your teacher. Turn off your phone, stop thinking about other things you have to do. For the 30 minutes or the hour that you're with your teacher, be there with your teacher. If you need to take notes, write them after your lesson while they're fresh in your head. Don't waste precious lesson time with meticulous notes. If you're worried you won't remember, jot down something that will help you later on, but do it quickly, or you can just record the lesson. 4. Make note of any questions you have while you're studying on your own. If you have any questions that come up while you're studying between lessons, make a note of them so that you can ask your teacher about it during your next lesson. 5. Record your lessons. This will eliminate your need to take notes during the lesson, see above, and will also give you something to reference while you're studying on your own. Make sure you review the recording. We often have the best intentions when we record our lessons, but never go over the recordings later. 6. Practice your new material in context. Did you work through a new script or learn new vocabulary related to a particular topic? Practice it in context. This can be as part of a scripted chat with your tutor, out in the real world, or with an exchange partner. Make sure that you're taking the information you're learning and give it context so that it's something that you can really use when you need it. 7. Share what you've learned. One of the greatest ways to truly make something you've learned your own is by teaching it to someone else. Being able to explain something you're doing helps you further ingrain that information. Where can you find a language teacher? You can find a language teacher through quite a few fantastic websites like italki or Verbling or Lingoda or Ripe or Faceling. There are also language schools in almost every major city, and you can often even find local tutors in your area if you do a quick search. If you are unable to afford a teacher, however, there are still options for you, and you can always just work with an exchange partner. But the most important thing you can know about taking lessons with a tutor is that teachers can only give you the tools to do what you need to do. It's up to you to come away from your studies with whatever knowledge you can. So what about you? What are some of the things that you do to maximize your language lessons? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below.